Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chapter 17. Maitreya Uvacha Nishamyatma Shubha Nishamyatma Bhuva Geetam Karanam Shankaronjitaha Tatas Sarvenyavartanta Trividhaya Divaukasaha. Sri Maitreya said, "The demigods, the inhabitants of the higher planets, were freed from all fear upon hearing the cause of darkness explained by Brahma, who was born from Vishnu. Thus they all returned to their respective planets." Ditistu bharturadeshad apatyaparishankini Purne varshashate sadvi putrau prasushuve yamau. The virtuous lady Diti had been very apprehensive of trouble to the gods from the children in her womb, and her husband predicted the same. She brought forth twin sons after a full 100 years of pregnancy. Utpata Bhavavastatra Nipeturjayamanayoho Divi Bhuvyantarikshe cha Lokasyorubhayavahaha. On the birth of the two demons, there were many natural disturbances, all very fearful and wonderful in the heavenly planets, the earthly planets, and in between them. Mahachala bhuvaschelur dishas sarva prajajvaluhu solkaschashanayah petuhu ketavaschartihetavaha. There were earthquakes along the mountains on the earth, and it appeared that there was fire everywhere. Many inauspicious planets like Saturn appeared along with comets, meteors, and thunderbolts. Vavau vayu sudusparshaha putkara nirayan muhuhu unmulayan nagapatin Vatyani rajodvajaha. There blew winds which were most uninviting to the touch, hissing again and again and uprooting gigantic trees. They had storms of their armies and clouds of dust for their ensigns. Uddasattadidam moda Uddasattadidam bodha Ghritaya Nashtabhagane Vyomni pravishtatamasa Nasmavyadrishyate padam. The luminaries in the heavens were screened by masses of clouds in which lightning sometimes flashed as though laughing. Darkness reigned everywhere and nothing could be seen. Chukrosha vimana barhir ruddulbih kshubitodaraha ruddurmih kshubitodaraha sodapanascha saritash chatukshubuh shushka pankajaha. The ocean with its high waves waved aloud as if stricken with sorrow, and there was a commotion among the creatures inhabiting the ocean. The rivers and the lakes were also agitated, and lotuses withered. Muhuh parighayo bhuvan sarakyo sarahvyo shashisuryayoho nirghatarata vivarebhyah prajagnire. Misty halos appeared around the sun and the moon during the solar and lunar eclipses again and again. Claps of thunder were heard even without clouds, and sounds like those of rattling chariots emerged from the mountain caves. Antargrameshu mukhato vamantyo vihva mulbanam mrugalolukatankaraihi pranedura shivam shivaha. In the interior of the villages, she-jackals yelled portentously, vomiting strong fire from their mouths, and jackals and owls also joined them with their cries. Sangeetavadrodhanavadun namayya shirodharam unmayya shirodharam dumanmayya shirodharam vyamunchan vividhavacho gramasimhastatastatah. Raising their necks, dogs cried here and there, now in the manner of singing and now of wailing. Karascha karkashaihi shaktaha sukairghnanto dharalatam swarkararabhasa mattaha paryadhavan varutashaha. O Vidura, the asses ran hither and thither in herds, striking the earth with their hard hoofs and wildly braying. Rudanto rasa batrastaha nida dudapatan khagaha घोषेरण्ये च पशवः शृण्वन्मूत्रमकुर्वत. Frightened by the braying of the asses, birds flew shrieking from their nests, while cattle in the cowheads, as well as in the woods, passed dung and urine. Gavotra sanna mrugdohasto yadha पूरवर्षिणः व्युरुन्दन् देवलिङ्गानि धूमाः पेतुर्विनानिलम्. Cows, terrified, yielded blood in place of milk. Clouds rained pus. The images of gods in the temples shed tears, and trees fell down without a blast of wind. Grahan punyatamananye bhaganaschapi deepitaha aticheturvakragatya yuyudhuscha parasparam. Omnious planets such as Mars and Saturn shone brighter and surpassed the auspicious ones such as Mercury, Jupiter, and Venus, as well as a number of lunar mansions. Taking seemingly retrograde course, the planets came in conflict with one another. Drushtanyamscha mahotpatan atatatvavidha prajaha ब्रह्मपुत्रानृते भीता मेनिरे विश्वसम्प्लुवम् मेनिरे विश्वसम्प्लवम्. Marking these and many other omens of evil times, everyone but the four sage sons of Brahma, who were aware of the fall of Jaya and Vijaya and of their birth as Diti's sons, were seized with fear. They did not know the secrets of these portents and thought that the dissolution of the universe was at hand. तावादिदैत्यौ सहसा व्यज्यमानात्मपौरुषौ ववृद्धातेश्मसारेण कायेनाद्रिपति इव. These two demons who appeared in ancient times soon began to exhibit uncommon bodily features. They had steel-like frames which began to grow just like two great mountains. दिविस्पृशौ हेम किरीटकोटिभिर्निरुद्धकाष्ठौ स्फुरदङ्गदाभुजौ गां कम्पयन्तौ चरणैः पदे पदे कट्यासुकाञ्चार्कमतीत्यतस्तुः. Their bodies became so tall that they seemed to kiss the sky with the crests of their gold crowns. They blocked the view of all directions and while walking shook the earth at every step. Their arms were adorned with brilliant bracelets and they stood as if covering the sun with their waists, which were bound with excellent and beautiful girdles. प्रजापतिर्नाम तयोरकार्षिद यः प्राक् स्वदेहाद्यम योरजायत तं वै हिरण्यकशिपुं विदुः प्रजा यं तं हिरण्याक्षससूत साग्रतः. Kashyapa, Prajapati, the creator of the living entities, gave his twin sons their names. The one who was born first he named Hiranyaksha, and the one who was first conceived by Diti he named Hiranyakasipu. Chakre Hiranyakashipurdhorbhyam Brahmavarena cha Vashe sapalam lokam strin akuto mrutyuruddhataha. The elder child, Hiranyakashipu, was unafraid of death from anyone within the three worlds because he received a benediction from Lord Brahma. He was proud and puffed up due to his benediction and was able to bring all three planetary systems under his control. Hiranyakshonujastasya priyah pritikrudanvaham gadapanirdivam yato yuyutsurmrugayan ganam. His younger brother Hiranyaksha was always ready to satisfy his elder brother by his activities. Hiranyaksha took a club on his shoulder and travelled all over the universe with a fighting spirit just to satisfy Hiranyakasipu. Tam vikshya dussahajavam ranatkanchan tam vikshya dussahajavam ranatkanchananupuram Vaijayantyasraja Jushtam Amayastamagadam. Hiranyaksha's temper was difficult to control. He had anklets of gold tinkling about his feet. He was adorned with a gigantic garland and he rested his huge mace on one of his shoulders. Mano, mano, मनोवीर्यवरोत् सिक्तम् असृण्यमकृतो भयं भीता निलिल्यते देवास्तार्क्ष्यत्रस्ता इवाहयः. His mental and bodily strength, as well as the boon conferred upon him, had made him proud. He feared death at the hands of no one, and there was no checking him. The gods, therefore, were seized with fear at his very sight, and they hid themselves, even as snakes hide themselves for fear of Garuda. Savai tirohitan društva mahasa svena daityarat Sendran devaganan Shribhan apashyan vyanadad bhrusham. On not finding Indira and other demigods who had previously been intoxicated with power, the chief of the Daityas, seeing that they had all vanished before his might, roared loudly. Tato nivruttah क्रीडिष्यन् ततो निवृत्तः क्रीडिष्यन् गम्भीरं भीमनिस्वनं विजगाहे महासत्त्वो वार्धिं मत्त इव द्विपः. After returning from the heavenly kingdom, the mighty demon, who was like an elephant in wrath for the sake of sport, divided his deep ocean, which was roaring terribly. Tasmin pravishte varunasya sainika yadogana sannadhiya sasadvasaha ahanyamana apitasya varchasa pradharshita dhurataram pradudruvuhu. On his entering the ocean, the aquatic animals who formed the host of Varuna were stricken with fear and ran far away. Thus Hiranyaksha showed his splendor without dealing a blow. Savarsha puganudhadau mahabalashcharan mahorminchavasane ritan muhuhu Maurvyabhijagne gadaya vibhavarim asedivamstatapurim prachetasaha. Moving about in the ocean for many years, the mighty Hiranyaksha smote the gigantic wind-tossed waves again and again with his iron mace and reached Vaibhavari, the capital of Varuna. Tatropa lambhasuralokapalakam gado gananam rushabham prachetasam smayan pralabdhuh pranipatya nichavajjaghadame dehyadhirajasam yugam. Vibhavari is the home of Varuna, lord of aquatic creatures, and the guardian of the lower regions of the universe, where the demons generally reside. There, Hiranyaksha fell at Varuna's feet like a low-born man, and to make fun of him, he said with a smile, "Give me battle, O Supreme Lord." Tvam lokapalodhipatir bruhachrava Viryapaho durmada viramaninam Vijitya loke kila daitya danavan Yadrajyasuyena purajayat prabho. You are the guardian of the entire sphere and a ruler of wide fame, having crushed the might of the arrogant and conceited warriors, and having conquered all the Daityas and Danavas in the world. you once performed a Rajasuya sacrifice to the Lord. Sayeva mutsiktamadena vidvisha drudam pralabdho bhagavanapam rosham samuttam shamayan swayadhiya vyavochadangopashamam gatavayam. Thus mocked by an enemy whose vanity knew no bounds, the worshipful Lord of the waters waxed angry, but by dint of his reason he managed to curb the anger that had sprung up in him, and he replied, O dear one, we have no desire for warfare, having grown too old for combat. Pashyami nanyam urushat puratanad yas samyuge tvam ranamarga kovidam आराधयिष्यत् यसूरर्षभो आराधयिष्यत् सुरर्षभे हितं मनस्विनोऽयं गुणते भवादृशाः. You are so skilled in war that I do not see anyone else but the most ancient person, Lord Vishnu, who can give satisfaction in battle to you. Therefore, O chief of the Asuras, approach him whom even heroes like me mention with pride. Whom even heroes like you mention with pride. Tam veeramaradhabhipadadya vismayah shayishyase veerashayeshvabharvrutah yastvadvidhanam prashantaye rupani datte sadanugrahechaya. Varuna continued, on hearing him, you will be rid of your pride at once. On reaching him, you will be rid of your pride at once and will lie down on the field of the battle, surrounded by dogs of eternal sleep. It is in order to exterminate wicked fellows like you and show you his grace to the virtuous that he assumes his various incarnations like Varaha. Varuna continued, on reaching him, you will be rid of your pride at once and will lie down on the field of battle surrounded by dogs for eternal sleep. It is in order to exterminate wicked fellows like you and show you his grace to the virtuous that he assumes his various incarnations like Varaha. Thus ends the chapter entitled Victory of Hiranyaksa over all the directions of the universe. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.